Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name is Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast we talk about how you can grow in your life and in your business to get more results and reach your goals faster. Now in this episode, I'm going to walk you through a blueprint of how to make $100,000 per month or more in a business. A lot of people have been asking me this because I've said, it's actually easier to make $100K a month than it is to make $10 to $30K a month. And I'm going to map out exactly how we've helped business owners do it, how we've done it, application, not just theory-based information that you can use, that you can apply, and what I believe is the framework that everybody needs to take for this. So take some notes. If you want to become a millionaire online, this is the strategic process. We're actually not going to talk about mindset at all in this one, and I think some of you are going to like that. Listen, I got a ton of episodes on mindset. I believe that if your mindset is not in order to allow you to execute on the stuff I'm going to detail here, then that's what you need to focus on. But we're going to go into just straight strategy today on this topic, all right? The first thing that you need to do, if you're starting out, social media content every single day, posting on social media, videos, doing 30-second videos, a minute long, doing a live video, posting throughout the day. A lot of people get stuck on the nuances of that and get too confused as to what they should post. Post something as it relates to what your target customer cares about relating to what you're selling. If you don't have a product to sell, a lot of people say, Jeremiah, can you help me make some money? Well, what is your product or service that you're selling? If you don't have the answer to that, I have a podcast episode where I break down the top ways to make money on the internet that I know of that are proven, that work, and that can work for you. I did it at the beginning of last year. Maybe I'll do another version at the beginning of this year for you to go through that and to learn what are some business models that work on the internet to make money. So once you identify your business model, because I think that's really going to be your phase one. And if you need help identifying that, again, episode number, let me find which episode number this is. Episode number 94 and 95, January 11th and January 18th of 2021. Is where I walked you through business ideas. So if you need ideas for businesses, that's where you're going to kind of want to start. And so then you start making social media content around what that target customer cares about, what that target customer's problems are. Oh, and by the way, it has nothing to do with your product, by the way. I sell business coaching. Everything that I talk about has to deal with the problems and frustrations that the people that are business owners deal with. Imposter syndrome, self-sabotage, discipline. I don't sell anything on those topics, but it's related to what my target customer is dealing with. And then that helps build trust. And ultimately, I become an authority figure, a trusted figure of information for people online. One of the fastest ways that I know to make $100,000 online is by selling information and information products. And so what you want to do is you then want to create a course, okay? Create an online course that you can sell. And really the fastest way that you can make that kind of money is have a high ticket course, something that's $1,000. If that seems hard for you to think about selling a $1,000 course, start with a $97 course, a $47, a $27, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're going to have to grow in your sales skills, your sales ability, your ability to sell, your ability to connect with people. If you want to make $10 online, you're going to have to become a better salesperson that's going to be able to sell and close deals. And that's required all the way up to 100K. But what happens is once you click into understanding sales, understanding your market, it actually becomes very easy to reach that 100K level because it's just rinse and repeat on a proven process, okay? So you create a product, you start posting social media content that's related to what the target customer of that product is dealing with. And now you've essentially established yourself by doing this consistently as somebody who is knowledgeable in the area that your course teaches. Now, one of the next things that you can do is you can offer one-on-one coaching with people. This is another high-level thing, one-on-one coaching. Now, you're not going to do this long term. And for some of you, you may also attach a service-based business to this model to where you do services for people for a short period of time, maybe the first year or two, okay? So think about this. If you're then doing services for people, you're taking all the stuff that you teach in your course that you help people with, and you're doing it for them. You're working hands-on with people at a higher cost for that. So because here's the deal. If you have less customers, you charge more for higher value products. When you have hundreds of thousands of customers, you're not going to be able to serve them with services and one-on-one coaching. So you offer this in the beginning to start to get hands-on experience about what your target market needs. And that's how you would start. You start doing that and you start figuring out, okay, what's a lane of product that I can start to create? You create a second product and a third product and a fourth product. As you start creating these products, you're going to find what people really are resonating with around the first year, what people really want to hear from you the most of, what their real problems are. Oh, and by the way, that's probably going to be disconnected from what you think they care about. We had a client where the product that he was selling was spiritual enrichment training on worship. And we pivoted because we realized not a lot of people want to buy that. They would rather get that for free and expect it for free. But those people, they want to learn, because he's a songwriter, how to write songs and publish them. And that has actually helped generate hundreds of thousands of dollars just by him pivoting and teaching people how to write songs and how to publish them out there, because it's a practical thing that he has experience in that he's teaching application for. But that took a little bit of time, some trial and error to discover. Listen, you're going to have to commit to trial and error. You're going to have to commit to, for at least a couple of years, things not working out, things not going how you want them to go, okay? To learn about your market. You want to learn as much as possible about the other human beings that are on the other side of the platform, that are on the other side of social media. As you start to sell these courses, this coaching, this training, once you reach a level where you have a lot of business, you're going to double your prices on everything. And this can happen in 6 months. This can happen in a year. And so the idea is supply and demand, you're doubling your prices. If you struggle with the idea of doubling your prices, that's directly related to your mindset, 100%. If you struggle with that, it's because you don't believe that you're valuable enough to charge that much. And so you need to work on that area to be able to make more money. One of the biggest reasons people never make the kind of money that's possible for them is they don't believe that they are worth it to make that kind of money. And then there's people that are less talented than them, less skilled than them, making 1,000 times more than they are in a similar business. My friends, you got to cut it out. And you're going to have to grow past this self-doubt and believe in yourself more. I believe that self-esteem and the level of belief that you have in yourself and your worth is what decides how much money you make. If you feel a struggle to charge a certain amount to people, it's directly related to you not believing that you're worth that much. I truly think so. I know for a fact that I am worth what I charge and more. And there's not a question in my mind. Now, a couple years ago when I started, I actually struggled with some of that. I dealt with some of that self-belief issues. I worked with a therapist and was reading personal development books and books to grow in my sales skills. Through this process, I want you to grow in your skill sets of what you don't know how to do, how to sell better, how to lead people better, how to communicate better, how to become more effective at what you do. Reading books every single month is a great way to do that. Whatever area that you struggle with, if it's self-esteem, reading some books on that topic. If it's how to sell to people, reading books on that topic. Then as you do this, now we're at phase 3, right? You got your product out, you got your coaching, you raised your prices. The next phase is you launch a group model where you do group coaching, okay? And so group coaching is the phase where You bring in a number of people at a lower cost than your one-on-one because you're answering the same questions to a group of people. I've gotten to the point now where I'm going to be launching a group program for the first time this next year because I have such common issues that people are dealing with that I can now coach a group effectively based off of coaching hundreds of people the last 2 years in my business. And the business owners that I know that have produced businesses that make 7 figures, this is the exact process that we've worked with them through. It's the exact process that we walked with them through. Some of you know my story about working with my mom. She grew that from 0 to multiple 7 figures using this exact formula that I'm sharing with you right now. Client that we work with, the one that does the worship and then the worship songwriting, exact formula that he used, that's what I'm sharing with you right now, is that. And that's how you can grow to that place, okay? Then you offer a way, because again, supply and demand, group coaching. People can pay you $27 a month, $47 a month, $97 a month to get into a group environment with you or buy the whole year in advance to learn from you, to get around you. And you manage and maintain this as a group. Again, for you to learn how to lead a group of people that are paying you money, you're going to have to grow personally as a leader. You're going to have to grow in your confidence. You're going to have to grow in your ability to effectively lead people. Then from there, what you end up offering people is you have some kind of a high ticket offering. So people, if you're really good at sales, I would start with the high ticket, $300 to $1,000, and get people into virtual events. Run a virtual event every other week or every single week, whether it be a 1-day event or a 3-day event. We'll do 3-day events and 1-day events and rotate between these two, okay? And you run ads to get people into these events that are your target customer. And then you close them on your $1,000 product. When you do this consistently, this will get you right around that $50,000 to $100,000 a month range that I'm talking about. And then from there, it's rinse and repeat for about another year, and you will consistently surpass $100,000 a month by doing that. Then as stuff grows, you're going to probably end up publishing a book from a lot of the content that you put out. I have a book that I'm going to publish this next year. You'll see me on Audible and Amazon with a book that I'm putting out there based off of all the stuff that I've talked about, all the stuff that I put out there. One thing that I did different that you don't have to do, but I did it more for me than anybody else, a podcast, to where I did once a week a long form teaching for people for free, where I put out these lessons. There's over 145 podcast episodes on the Grow Your Life podcast. You don't have to do a podcast. Honestly, I would say my podcast had probably the least amount of impact on my business growth, but it gave me opportunities to master my message better. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm not going to continue to do the podcast because I want to bring my message to the mass audience. This podcast is probably going to turn more into a way of moving people into the higher level stuff that I do with people. For instance, if you're listening to this right now, you need some help going through this process to $100,000 a month. We do coaching and consulting with people to help them do this. It starts at $500 an hour for hourly or $10,000 a month retainer minimum if we're going to help you advertise and market and build your team together. Okay? And so we're able to work together with you to do that, to help you grow and build your business. When you offer products and services and you have these higher ticket level products for the kind of the cream of the crop. So you might have 1,000 or 2,000. My client, Rick, he has 3,000 people in his membership. Okay. 3,000 people paying a monthly fee for group coaching. And then a few hundred people go up to that higher $1,000 level because they're ready for that level. And that's for the people that are more qualified, that are ready for that highest level of training that you offer. And that's called a value ladder. And that's one of the fastest ways as a course creator, a coach, somebody with digital products can use to grow to that level. Now, if you're in a different business, e-commerce, service-based business, there's different ways to do this. You're going to have to essentially duplicate yourself more if you're in a service-based business. In e-commerce, you're going to have to scale up a product that you know is scalable. I'm not super experienced in those industries, but when it comes to the course and coaching business, I know what it takes to get to multiple tens of millions of dollars very quickly. It's not difficult for most people, and it's one of the fastest ways that an individual can get started with very little skill set, with very little technical expertise. Now there's so many tools out there to help you with the technical aspects. I have a course bundle on my website. The price is actually going up on this course bundle this week. It actually did go up this week on the course bundle. But if you write me an email, I'll give you a discounted rate to it. If you listen to this podcast, write me, say, I want the discount on the course bundle, okay? And I will give you that discount to where you can get all of my courses on offers, on social media ads, on creating your courses. We have an upcoming social media ads course that's going to be in there. And on building your website that's going to walk you through everything that you need to know to build and launch your own course and coaching business online. We have an upcoming free event that we're doing as well on this topic. And this, my friends, is how you can scale a business to over $100,000 a month. I believe anybody, any of you that are listening to this right now can do so. What's stopping you? What's holding you back? Answer that question. If anything I'm talking about and you're like, I couldn't do that. Well, first off, you're thinking way too ahead of the process. You put the cart before the horse. Figure out where you are in that process and focus on what do you need to do during the next 30 days to move the needle forward for you. And if you need some help and accountability in that, getting a coach, having me help you, walk you through that process is going to be a great fit for you. We have ended our free calls. We're no longer doing free calls with people. But if you'd like to be serious about coaching with me, you can send me a message and we can schedule a time together where you and I can talk about coaching and what that looks like. I've already told you the rate starts at $500 an hour. If you're ready to make that investment, I'm ready to talk with you. Are you ready to start moving your business forward and start making $100K a month? Are you ready to start making $10K a month, $30K a month, $50K? Let's get started. We'll talk soon, everybody.